Colby, do you know the password?
No, Barry. What's the password?
My name is Barry. This is my voice. This is my passport. Verify. I forgot. I forgot the whole thing, but whatever.
That is big enough in this movie that if somebody's seen this movie, they'll get it from that.
It's either that or rat semen, apparently. I was like, the whole theme of this month, I was like looking for it, and I was like on Reddit, they're like, yeah, rat semen. You know what movie that is? I was like, holy what? What's going on, guys? My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. I forgot what I called this month, but I'm pretty sure it's like Forgotten Gems of the early 90s, or the 90s and 2000s.
Yeah, something like that.
I forgot.
We're so professional. We do that probably 1 out of every 3 months.
Yeah,
we're like, we change the title, even though we already have a theme. We change the title of that theme.
I know.
Like every week.
It'll probably be better if we just this is motto month, because our motto is underrated films.
There we go. Yes.
There you go. That's. I hope I remember that next week.
Yep.
But what's going on, guys? Welcome to the show. Oh man. Yeah. So today we're covering I gotta say, pretty stacked, star-studded cast.
Super duper star-studded cast.
And I'm really excited about that. So, before we talk about the cast, let me go ahead and really just jump into our first segment, which is gonna be our movie trailer segment. When a ragtag group of professional misfits come together, nothing can stop them. But when the NSA comes a-knocking, the crew better get to hopping. Who will come out on top in this mission that seems impossible? Let's find out in 1992's Sneakers. Okay. Oh man, yeah. Today we're gonna be talking about the 1992 movie Sneakers, starring God, what's his name? Redford. I had his name already. Robert Redford, Ben Kingsley, Sidney Poitier, and the guy from Jason Bourne that says, "Dear God, it's Jason Bourne."
That's exactly what I knew him from too.
Yeah. I was like, when he first showed up on the screen, I was like, man, that guy looks so familiar. Yeah. And I was like, oh shoot, it's the guy that says, "Oh my God, it's Jason Bourne."
And the underrated late great River Phoenix.
Yeah. Yeah, which I was like, oh man. And also fucking Dan Aykroyd. Gosh. So this came out in 1992. Colby, you were in high school maybe.
I 100% remember when this movie came out, because my mom wanted to see it because she loved Robert Redford.
Oh, who doesn't? Who didn't back then?
At least, yeah, for that generation.
Yeah.
But I never saw this.
Really?
This is the first time.
Oh, see, there you go. You're like, with a name like Sneakers, you're thinking it's like a movie about shoes. I think that's where they kind of faulted a little bit.
Exactly, because I kind of assumed that even back then and then even today, because it was also at the time where I feel like sneakers were starting to become real big business.
Yeah. So I bet you a lot of people went into that movie this isn't about shoes at all.
I was like a crime movie, they're trying to steal sneakers or something like that. But yeah,
the first Jordans. Even in 1992, they were expensive. Yeah, no, we're actually it's like a sort of a heist movie, sort of a hacker movie. God, like what was that hacker movie with Angelina Jolie?
Hackers.
Oh, Hackers.
You were pretty close.
Yeah, it's a little bit before that. It's a little bit of everything. It's a comedy. It's a was a crime thriller.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty
And
good.
and it was early for that like hacker computer internet,
Yeah,
but they tried to do their best to make it as realistic as possible.
yeah, but also it's a movie. You know what I mean?
But it is a movie, yeah.
Yeah, like you'll see in my 1 out of 10 review. I'm like, it's a movie, man. It's a 1992 movie. It's a little bit. It's like a couple years after fucking War Games. Like, relax,
Yeah.
But they have like it's actually really interesting because they hit a lot of like real truths in it much later.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, they
let's go ahead and get into this movie. The movie starts off in a snowy winter night in a college library, and two what's it called? Two young gunning tech savvy guys are hacking into stuff. And we see one of them. He's like, "Oh, well, that's $25,000 to the NAACP." Stuff like that. Like they're just like moving money around,
yeah,
accessing
it's
bank
like
accounts.
Richard Nixon's been really made his funding or his
I don't know, money.
his account
Yeah,
his account for his political career
yeah,
is too big. But you know who needs some help is Greenpeace or whatever it was.
yeah. They're like, what's it called? Like I would say, like digital activist terrorist.
Yeah,
Yeah,
digital Robin Hood.
exactly.
Kind of like
Right, just taking from the
their,
rich
yeah, and give to the
and
poor.
to the charities and all that stuff. And so, like, they're having fun. They're, when you're young like that, you're like, I'm invincible. They're never gonna catch me. Situation. And
Right.
so
Yeah.
they're like so relaxed that like Cosmo is talking to Martin, and he's like, "Hey man, I'm hungry. Let's gamble who goes and gets the pizza."
Yep.
Right? And like Cosmo ends up doing this little like magician coin trick, and he's like, "Pick which one," and Martin picks the wrong one. He picks the empty hand, and he's like, "All right, fine, I'll go get the pizza." And he's as he's leaving, Martin or Cosmo opens up his other hand. He's like, "It's not there either." It's
Right.
and
So
yeah,
Cosmo brought it on himself.
yeah,
Technically, this whole movie is all about him just screwing himself over.
exactly, right? Because instead of like really leaving it up to chance, you're manipulating the game, right? And so when Martin goes outside, he's like trying to start the van. It's not starting. Unfortunately, the police come storming the library.
Right.
And Martin, he tries to Martin, is that his name?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he tries to try to go warn Cosmo, but it's way too late. And Cosmo sees him on the first floor, and he's getting dragged away from the police, and Martin dips.
Right. Right.
'Cause,
And
like, yeah,
and at that point, from that point of view, you don't know. Like, did he turn me in? Is he? Am I the scapegoat for this? Is this just bad luck?
yeah. Like if it was me, like I feel like it's just bad luck. You know what I mean? Because like if you're trying to think about like, oh, did he set it up? Well, he wasn't the one that's like, oh, I want pizza. And he
True.
also wasn't the one that cheated him on the 50-50 game.
Right.
So it's like, in my head, it's like, this is just really shitty luck.
And it's funny because he says, because Martin says, I never lose. And then technically by losing, he won.
Exactly. And so we skip forward, and oh gosh, I forgot how this heist really starts. It's a little bit of like Sylvester Stallone's escape plan, because Martin and his crew are now like have built this business where they're showing banks where all their holes are.
Right. Right. So yeah, you start off. It starts off and they do this little bank heist,
Yeah.
like a computer hacker bank heist, not like a robbery,
Yeah.
not a stick 'em up robbery. And you assume that they're you know they've gone that he went from Robin Hood to Prince John.
Yeah.
But then you see him and he turns in the money back to the bank and gives them like a whole printout of like, these are all the places where you need to improve your security because
Yeah.
these are the things that we were able to break into.
Yeah. And that's not good.
Yeah.
And like one of the other things that we don't get to see is it looks like they planted something in a security deposit box, which is really the catalyst which gave them the ability to, when the fire alarm sets off, gives them time to sneak into the bank, steal a whole bunch of information, and is able to wire money from someone's account to his account, and then next day he just gets it out scot-free.
Yep. And hence you said it there. Sneak in. That's the name of the movie. Yeah. Sneakers. So that's how we get Sneakers. Not about tennis shoes.
It's such a bad title, man.
But I guess there is a group that actually does like this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Called the Sneakers.
Oh, really? It's like an old coined term for them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there it is, man. I have egg on my face now.
I didn't know, and like I said, certainly didn't know when this movie came out.
Yeah. So so Martin comes back. He's like, we just got paid. He splits it between his team, which is Sidney Poitier playing a dishonorably discharged CIA agent.
Yep.
Oh, he doesn't know this. He learns this a little bit later. We also get what's it called? What's his name? Whisper, who is the blind guy. Yeah. Who says that's Jason Bourne. Dan Aykroyd.
But he's a genius computer hacker.
Yeah.
Even though he's blind.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like that little system, that Braille keypad he has.
Right.
Is pretty nuts. Dan Aykroyd, who's named the Mother.
And he is a reformed convict.
Yeah. And Clay, who's played by River Phoenix, who's sort of like just a young kid in the group. I forgot what he
had graduated college with like or he had gotten kicked out of college that's what it was. He was just like super smart computer person, but he got kicked out of college for hacking the system and changing his grades.
Classic young hacker kid thing to do.
Yeah.
But they get contracted by a new client, and like Martin's going to go meet them. But there's something a little bit off about them. They're like, hey, we work for the government. We work for the NSA. And he's like, nope, I don't work with government agencies. This is just like a private contractor thing to do to help companies like set up their security to be a lot more secure. I don't do contract work. But the redheaded guy is like, well, all right, let us know if you want to take up our offer again. He writes like a phone number to hit them up at, but then when he unfurls the paper, it's a wanted poster for his old name.
Yeah, most wanted for his old name.
What was his old name?
It was still Martin, Bruce? But it wasn't. He's now Martin Bishop, and he was like Martin Reese or something like that.
I think it was Bruce, but like with an H. Something.
But to the funny part here, like to me, like the part, all this like works, and I remember like this stuff, so it didn't seem dated. But then they're like, the NSA people says this job pays $175,000. And if you split that between the five of you, think how much money that is. Yeah. And I'm like...
But you know what? Like, so because of that, I was like, I need to see how much money this is. Like, in today's money. Yeah. So once you split it between 5 people, in today's conversion, it's $80K a person.
Yeah.
Because in total, it's about like almost $500,000.
Yeah.
But they're all, so like he takes it to the team and they're kind of Sidney Poitier is upset. He's like, I can't believe you didn't tell us Oh, well, I'm sorry, I did that voice. I was just really trying to do Sidney Poitier's voice, but it kind of comes off like that, right? But he's like, I can't believe you didn't tell us what you're, who you are, And Martin's like, everybody has secrets. And he's like, yeah, but we're a team. And then Martin's like, well, why'd you get out of the CIA? He's like,
Yeah, he's like, yep. So we all have our secrets.
Exactly. And the rest of the team is like, yeah, we'll do it. It's friggin' $80K a person. Sick.
Right. Yeah.
That's
Whisper's
good.
like, I don't care if you go to jail or somebody gets shot. I want the money.
Yeah. Exactly. And so, like, Sidney Poitier is like, well, you guys aren't going to be able to do this without me, so I guess I'm in.
Yeah. The four of you are going to prison if I don't help.
Yeah. And so he goes back to the NSA agents, and they get the mark, and they're like, okay, cool. We have to, what's it called? We have to infiltrate this guy's laboratory to get it. He's a famous, like, Russian math genius.
Yeah.
And he's, like, creating a decoder or of some sort, right?
Played by Donald Lung.
I don't know who that is.
And so he was Quinn in Blade.
Oh, dang.
He's in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
So he's in Resident Evil.
Mm-hmm. Oh shit. Yeah.
He after this he always has a beard.
Yeah. Oh, okay. The beard makes all the difference.
That was the thing. I was like, he kind of looks a little bit like the guy who played the dad in Back to the Future, and so I had to look it up, and then I was like, oh, it's that guy. Oh, he was also in the Gotham
series
TV series. He was Bullock.
Oh,
it was
he was a chubby one. He was sort of dirty cop, but not really.
Exactly.
He was just the gruffy guy.
But I think that this was his first feature film he was in.
Oh,
even though it's a small part.
Yeah. So what's it called? Martin, he goes to Liz to try to get some help. He's like, hey, I need a partner for this dinner party that we have to go to sort of just get in the building. He ends up running into this old Russian politician that he's known.
Gregor.
Yeah, Gregor, and he's like, "Hey, my friend, we're not enemies no more, So if you ever want to come work for me, here's my number." And you find out Gregor is now he's the head of the consulate.
Yeah.
So he has that sweet diplomatic immunity. But yeah, no. So they start casing it out, and they're able to find the device, or what's it called? We're able to find the decoder where the decoder is in, which is a answer machine that seems out of place in a laboratory.
Right.
It's funny though because we have this really funny little situation where Martin he sneaks into the building, and he's able to get into it. He finds it because Whisper is the one that pointed it out, which I don't know how he did it. He's like fucking Hawkeye. He's like, there's an answer machine 2 clicks to the right or some shit like that.
Right. He almost has superhero hearing.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, no, that's an emergency stairwell. I can hear the exit sign power, battery charging.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I mean, I guess I can't how do you disprove that, when blind people are much more, their other senses are much more heightened than ours. So
right,
we never know, right? But yeah, so he's able to take it, but before he can leave, Greg, or what's it called, the math genius's girlfriend comes in.
Oh, right.
And he's like, I'm a private investigator, and the whole team is in his ear, and Whisper and Sidney Poitier are having fun with this. And they're like, I don't know what you want to say. He's like, I'm a PI for his bootang. How do you explain how you went to Mexico? She's like, oh my gosh, I have to confront him now. And then he's like, whoa, no, hey, that's you shouldn't do that. And
Right.
that's
His wife is a terrible, cold-hearted person,
yeah.
and that's what she's gonna want is for you to confront him. So you should keep it a secret.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh my god, you're right." And he's like, "Yeah, yeah." And like Whisper's like feeding him lines during this whole portion, and then like when he's finally able to kind of convince her, she's calmed down, convince her to sort of stay by him. He's like, "Yeah, and then you should give him head." And Martin's like, "You should be a beacon of support for him." And so that really calms her down, and then like the whole like Sidney Poitier and Whisper just laughing, they're just like laughing so hard, right? And so they're finally,
And it's like getting into this building, getting into places definitely like Ocean's 11 or Catch Me If You Can, like kind of like here, you know, because they're a group of five, so it's like this person's like on the observation, this person's making the distraction, this person's delivering something that shouldn't be there, and then so that somebody could sneak in the back.
yeah. So it's like, I mean, it's really fun and possibly really bad to show people how to do stuff like this because yeah, like when he got into that building, Clay is like, I have to deliver all this Drano. He's like overwhelming the receptionist.
Yeah.
And so like, again, a lot of like doing things, sometimes all you need is just the confidence.
Right.
Because like while he's being overwhelmed by River Phoenix, Robert Redford's like, "Hey, can you let me in?"
Right. Because he had kind of come in a little earlier, and it was like, "Where's the cake? There's a surprise party. The cake's supposed to be here."
Yeah.
And then, like, as the Drano comes in, he's like, "Oh, I see. Hold on." And he runs like out to the car to get the cake, and then he's coming back in. And the guys are arguing about the Drano, and he's like, "Come on, my hands are full here. Just buzz me in."
Yeah. And so like after they're able to get this thing, the whole team is celebrating. They're having a party. Sidney Poitier is like, "Yeah, I'm going to take my wife to Europe. I've never been in Europe. We're going to go to like Athens. We're going to go to Spain. And for some reason, they want to go to Scotland." Shout out to the Scotland listeners.
What?
Like Dan Aykroyd's like, "I want to Winnebago." Or no, Winnebago?
Winnebago.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Quagmire calls it the Winnebago. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to deck it out. It's going to be just like my new home." Clay's like, "I just want to fall in love." And I forgot what Whisper wanted to do with his money. Yeah. But what's it called? As they're playing like Scrabble, during this time, man, Scrabble was hard because like you had to pull out the dictionary to challenge somebody's word.
Right.
And but yeah, no, what's it called? Whisper's kind of testing out this decoder. They wanted to see what it's made out of.
Right. And they're like, "Just leave it alone. We don't care. We're giving it to the NSA. Don't mess with it." But Whisper's like, "I gotta figure this out. I'm the hacker. I gotta figure this out." And so Dan Aykroyd is Mother's helping him, with like a little pointer on like the different pieces
to see what's on the chip.
Yeah.
And so they're kind of like, they're scrolling through. It's like little bits and pieces, but then they hit one node that's just a ton of information.
Oh, yeah.
And so he calls over Clay or River Phoenix, and he's like, "Give me something that should be impossible to like hack into."
Right.
And then so like when he does it, he pulls up like the Federal Reserve. It's like a bunch of gibberish, and he points it to that, and it completely just unlocks it.
Yeah.
And you're like, holy shit, like $900 billion goes through that every day. Which I found out a fun fact, but I'll save that for later. And they're like, they're hitting air traffic controls. They're hitting power grids. And they're like, holy shit, dude, this can like completely decimate us.
Like an economy, yeah. You could, if you could mess up the Federal Reserve, the money transfers. Yeah. You could stop airlines from being able to fly.
Or crash a bunch of planes.
Yeah.
You can shut down whole cities, and they're like kind of having a good time because it's like they're not going to do that because they're not that kind of people.
Right.
But they're like kind of just thinking about it. Like
Yeah.
the thought of it is insane to them.
Right. And yeah, now they're really thinking, if we give this, if this falls into the wrong hands, this is
Yeah, any government would want this,
right.
right?
Or
And
terrorist organization or whatever.
exactly. So they're like, hey, you know what? Like, just put it back. We're gonna get our 175, and we're just gonna walk away, right?
Yep.
And so the next day, what's it called? Martin and Sidney Poitier, they go to the drop, uh, and Martin's like finally kind of just relieved to just get this thing over with.
Right.
But Sidney Poitier sees a newspaper clipping of the scientists.
But because also he's ready to get over it because now that they realize how powerful this chip is,
Yeah.
or this code is, they're like, our lives are in danger. Like somebody the Russian mob's going to come in here and kill us for this.
Yeah, but Sidney Poitier sees a clip of the scientist getting killed.
Yeah.
As Martin is giving it, and they're like, "Here's your check," and he's like slowly going into his briefcase, and Sidney Poitier is like, "Hey, you got a call. You got to take this, man," and they dip out.
Yeah.
They get the fuck out of there, and now they're kind of like, "What are we gonna do? What's gonna happen?" And Martin's like, "I think I know what to do." So he goes over to the Gregor, the Russian consulate, and he's like telling him about this whole situation. He's like, hey, he has a gun on him. He's like, did you do this? Did you steal this decoder so you can fucking topple the American government? And he's like, it's not me, my friend. And they're like kind of going through like a bunch of like folders for agents that the Russian government was looking at to hopefully turn.
Yeah.
And he finally gets to one of them, which is like the chubby bald guy. He's like, if this guy is after you, I recommend doing what you do best and disappearing.
But he does also say, yeah, we tried to turn him, but he would never turn for the Russians.
Yeah.
So he's not ours.
Yeah. So who's he for, though? You know what I mean? And so, like, yeah, the what's it called? The limo gets pulled over by some cops, and he's like, Gregor's like, ask me if you want protection, because this car is, what is it? Like, it's technically Russian soil.
Right. Yeah.
And he's like, no.
Diplomatic immunity.
Yeah. But he's like, no. He gets out. He's just gonna, I don't know, face the music of whatever is gonna fucking happen. But the cop, he pulls out the gun that he had pulled out on Gregor, and he's like, this is yours? He's like, yeah. And then he fucking kills Gregor and the fucking driver.
Yo.
Knocks him out. Opens as he's getting transported in the boot. Knocks him out again because he hears him awake in there. And when he wakes up. Okay, so sorry. A little bit of context before this. Like Gregor, he does talk about Cosmo because he knows Martin's past a little bit.
Right.
And he's like, your friend, he died in prison. Kind of like just a sore spot for him, but all right, I guess we can bring that up in casual conversation. And Martin even divulges that to his team. He's like, yeah, I had a friend in college. We were doing some hacking stuff, and he ended up like killing himself in prison or something like that.
Yeah.
Team's like, holy shit, okay. That's heavy, but okay. And so, yeah, when he gets to where he was getting transported, we get confronted by Cosmo, who is not dead, and is now played by Ben Kingsley.
Right, with hair, which is
weird.
Like, it took me a minute to figure out who it was.
Yeah, but like, you know what? Pretty good casting because he kind of looks like the younger kid looks like Ben Kingsley, so that was pretty good casting. And he's like trying to explain like what's going on. He's like, hey man, listen, I'm just continuing what we did back in college, and that is to take from like the overabundance of the rich people and spread it all over the place. And Martin's like, I don't, come on man, I don't want to do this. Like, what we were doing back then, it wasn't like a message or a statement. It was a prank.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, it isn't. It isn't a prank, man. we're trying to level the playing field for everybody. And I was like, this conversation is sounding a little too real right now in 2025.
It really makes you realize, that like we talk about that stuff nowadays, and it's like, oh, that's the same problems we've been having for 30, 40 years. Right? People have been complaining about the same thing.
And you got to think, at some point, this plot might just happen in real life. Because it also happened in, like, Mr. Robot, the TV show.
Yeah.
Which I've been praying for. Because, Mr. Robot, like, they cleared out everybody's debt. School, college, car.
That's going to happen, like, a week after you finally get your student loan paid off.
Damn it. But I'm not going to be like those fucking selfish people from, like, those Texans that fought against that. Because they're like, I paid mine off. Everybody should have to pay. No, man. Listen, hey, good for you, but not everybody's in the same boat. Oh, man. But yeah, and so, he's like, all right, well, hey, just to let you know, if you don't want to join me on this, if you're not on my side, you're my enemy. Very Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, your prints are on the gun that killed a Russian politician or Russian government agent. And, they're going to try to look for you. But, hey, there's no Martin Bruce out there. There's nothing on them. But hold on. Let me decode this, what is it, criminal bank or whatever.
Right, yeah.
And he's like, oh, let me put Martin Bishop. And he's like, oh, come on, man. Like, don't do that.
Yep. Old like, Martin now has an alias.
Yeah, too bad. And then they knock him out again. And they just toss him in the streets of San Francisco. Pretty good shot over here because where they toss him out at, you get a clear view of Alcatraz. It's like, a little bit of symbolism there. And so he meets up with Liz, which is like a girl that, he fancies or have dated in the past, and they just didn't work out because, Robert Redford's too classically handsome to be tied down to one woman. And he explains the whole situation. The team meet up there, and they're like, well, what are we going to do? Well, we have to figure out, we got to steal it because they try to call the NSA, and they're like, hey, and I need to talk to, like, your director. And they're like, what is this about? And he's like, well, I think your director would be really interested in C-Tech astronomy. And they're like, all right, hold on. And then pops here comes a fucking sultry ass voice through the intercom.
So Darth Vader jumps on the line.
I was like, is that fucking James Earl Jones on the phone?
The people, the names in this is like
it's
Expendables, like level of.
Oh man. And he's like, hey, I got some information on C-Tech astronomy. And, if you want the information, I need protection and immunity. And they're like, well, we can't help you with that. And they're like, no. He's like, all right, fine, bye. Because, the first they try to put it untraceable, like an untraceable phone call. And it's like, it's pinging off of the entire map. It's like Cairo, Brazil, Tokyo, London. And he's like, all right, fine, time's up, bye. So that's when they start to hack over but create a plan into trying to find out where this building is, which Whisper actually helps Martin with.
That was a really cool scene, though.
Again, a super level feat, though.
Yeah.
Because, that would have to mean that Whisper has been driven by somebody all over San Francisco to be able to register the noise into like his little memory bank.
Right. And have to remember where each noise came from.
Exactly. But like they're able to kind of narrow it down in a much more believable way where they're like, well, was there a bridge? And he's like, yeah, there was a bridge. And he's like, okay. And they start ruling out the bridges. And there's like, was there some sort of noise that you could see? And he's like, yeah, there was bumps. Like bumps on the road. And he's like able to space it out. I was like, you just have this loaded on your dock just to play noises? but okay. And they're going through it, and then Martin's like, "Oh yeah, believe there was a cocktail party somewhere." And they're like, "Cocktail party out here? We're like in the boonies a little bit." And but Martin's like, or Whisper's like, "Oh okay, wait, hold on. I think I know what you're talking about." And it's like a riverbank full of seagulls, which is
Yeah,
like a hilarious like auditory like joke.
comparison. Yeah,
Yeah, you know
but
what
I
I mean?
guess you're in the trunk of a car, and there's some ton of seagulls off a little distance.
And
It could sound like
a
a
cocktail
bunch of
party.
people chattering.
Yeah, and so they find the building, and it is a toy company building, but like they're like, that's no toy company building, which I think it
Right,
kind of is and it isn't, but who knows?
right,
You
right. But they're
know?
like, it's a toy company, but
Yeah,
look at the security
yeah,
fences. It's electrified fences around here. So they're definitely trying to keep people out. No one's in there stealing toy secrets.
Oh, I don't know, man. I feel like toys back then in '92, people were getting trampled.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, so they full out case this joint. You know, they're doing their due diligence. Like Whispers, like trying to find out which part of the building is Cosmo in, and he's like, "This is where we get the superhuman." Like, no, that's a battery that's being recharged. That's a emergency exit, and like that's the room because I hear all these frequencies. And I was like, Jesus Christ, Daredevil over here. Yeah.
Yeah,
And so they formulate this plan, they case it out, they're doing time lapses, and they're like, hey, this guy's, this guy, I think he's an actual toy maker.
right. And we can tell that his office is next to uh,
Cosmo.
Ben Kingsley Cosmo's office,
Yeah.
and if we time the amount of time when his light goes off at night and to the person who's leaving the building, and we like review it a few nights in a row, we can figure out which person is leaving that office, and that way we know at least we can get if we can get into his office, we have like at least wall access to that.
To Cosmo's office. But they're like, oh,
Yeah,
yeah, but he has, like, motion sensors and all this stuff. It's kind of crazy how they're able to buy all this equipment because I was like, that has to be, like, tens of thousands of dollars to, like, test shit out on, right? But they're like, oh, hey, this guy is single. We should set him up on a date because he looks fucking lonely. And Mother goes to his house, kind of sorts through his trash because it is kind of scary how much you can tell about a person through their trash,
right.
you know? And so they're like, kind of like doing some little bit of psychology. He's like, this guy's meticulous. He has borderline 88, or was it like OCD, you know? And we just had to find some woman that's kind of like that, you know, but classy. And they all look at Liz, and she's like, oh, fine. So they hatch this plan.
How
Liz,
easily she gets roped back into this group.
yeah. Oh man. So they hash this plan. She goes on a date with him, and first of all, he should have known because like she's the actor for this scene is also in a ton of things.
Right. I the first thing I thought is he's the mayor from Groundhog's Day.
Yeah, exactly. And like he should have known. This lady is like way out of his league. But hey, good for him for having the confidence to like, yeah, she's into me, because like they're she's trying to flirt with him, and she's like, I'm not into dim sum, and he's like, okay, fine, but he's like, all right, well, I'm already here, so I'm gonna eat. This is a guy who's been alone for a long time. I told you, when you're alone for a long time, you set in your ways. You're like, well, I'm already here. I
Right.
love
Right.
dim sum, so you can watch me eat or you could bounce.
And the whole thing is our opening line
Yeah.
is the that's the line they have to say for the voice verification. So they're like, if you can talk to him and somehow get him to say each one of the words in that line,
Yeah.
we can take a tape. We'll record it, and then we'll just take a tape, and we can just cut each word out, and that way we will have a tape that says those words.
Which is like very reminiscent of Mission Impossible.
Right.
Remember when they would make people say like a phrase and it would like map out their vocal structure?
Yep.
Exactly. This is what happens. She's even like, you know what? I love your voice so much. There's like a word that I think is just so sexy. And he's like, all right, well, yeah, what word is that? And she's like, passport. And he's like, all right, passport. And so, like, yeah, they end up
Because
having, yeah,
that's the one word that he hasn't said, and she keeps trying to talk about like international
yeah, flying,
destinations, and he's like, nope, never left the country, no interest in it.
right? I know it's a word that doesn't really get dropped a lot in conversation, right?
Right. Yep.
And so yeah, and they end up having dinner and all that stuff, and this is where they have to get the key card from him. And so yeah, like they get the key card, they start getting into the building, they like map it out, they put some fucking cameras in there so they can Martin can be what's it called? He can be led through.
Yeah.
And yeah, and but all of a sudden, like, man, like Liz wants to leave. She's like, all right, I did what I needed to do. I should probably go because this guy wants me to stay for breakfast, and we all know what that means.
It was a clever line though. He's like, if we have breakfast tomorrow morning, would you rather me call you
Yeah,
or nudge you? And I was like, oh, that's kind of
that's
for
kind of
a
smooth.
super geeky nerd. That's a pretty smooth line.
I know, because like my line has always been like, "What do you like for breakfast?" What the implication is there? I don't have to. I might have to steal that though.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
Like, should I
30 years ago, I definitely would have
Yeah, you
picked
would,
that line up.
and you'd have been like, no one's gonna know this because they didn't watch this movie.
Right? Yeah, that's tough. When you try to use a line that's in like from Titanic or something.
Yeah.
And they're like cheese ball.
Exactly. But like now you just have to update it. Like, should I text you or should I nudge you? There you go. So she excuses herself, and then he what is it? His cat or his dog nudges over her purse.
Oh, right, because that was one of the toys that he was working on.
Oh, yeah, it was a toy.
Voice activated dog, and he's
yeah.
making it roll over and stuff. And then he's like, he actually, she says, "Can I use the phone?" And he's like, "Oh, go up the stairs and then just go straight." And then when he says go straight, the dog starts walking and knocks over her purse, and he sees that her driver's license is not the person on the dating website.
Yeah. And meanwhile, Martin is already in Cosmo's office, slowly walking. He has to like move he has to move like every 2 seconds or something.
Right, because he's like, it's a motion activated
and heat activated
and heat activated sensor, so he has to move at like an exact rhythm.
Yeah, and like Mother has like up the heater into that room to 98.6 degrees.
Right, so it'll be harder for the heat activated to notice him.
It. Yeah, and while that's happening, this guy and Liz have now driven to the building.
Yeah,
because she's like, "Hey, this girl's trying to steal my designs." And
yeah,
Cosmo
his high tech toy.
1992. It is pretty high tech, right?
It is. I'm like, this would be like stealing like Furbies
back then, right?
Yeah.
And so they get into the office, or what's it called? Martin's able to grab the thing and bounce, get into the ceiling. And like, yeah, they go in there like nothing's moved, nothing's been stolen, and Cosmo talks to Liz like, "Hey, we're really sorry about that. He's just neurotic about his designs," and he even apologizes because he's like, maybe this is like a weird thing, right?
Yeah.
So as they're leaving, Cosmo's like, "Would you like us to get you a cab or something like that?" And she's like, "No, it's fine. This is the last time I'm going on a computer date." And he's like, "Computer date?" And nope, he's like, "Nope, this is Martin set this up."
There's no computer that would match the two of you guys.
Even Cosmo's like, "No." Hey, she's way out of your league, bro. He's like, "This has to be Martin." So like the alarm starts setting off. Martin's kind of like, he's like scurrying all over like in the ceilings. and like Sidney Poitier is trying to guide him, but then one of those security guys catches like the computer or the camera, rips it out, and now like what's it called? Martin, Liz, and what's it called? Oh no, Martin and Liz get captured. What's it called? But Cosmo's like, hey, I don't kill my friend, so come here, man. Come save your girl.
Yeah, you
He's
come
like,
down here with the box.
yeah.
And give it to me. I promise I won't kill you because I couldn't kill a friend.
But my henchman can.
Dun, dun, dun.
And Martin's like, oh man, you guys aren't killing anybody because I have help now. And I was like, I didn't catch it. I didn't know that Clay was still in the building. But he comes crashing through the ceiling, and they're able to kind of subdue the two henchmen. And they get out into the roof, and they're trying to leave. And he calls Sidney Poitier like, "Hey, come get us. We're on the left side of the building." And unfortunately, Sidney Poitier and Dan Aykroyd get caught by a couple of the henchmen or security. And Whisper's like, "They got caught." And he's like, "All right, well, you're gonna drive the car." He's like, "I'm blind." I'm gonna coach you.
Like, yeah, I can see the car from here. I'll just tell you what to do.
Yeah, and so like Whisper is able to create a distraction that frees Sidney Poitier and Dan Aykroyd from that whole situation. And the two, Liz and Clay are at the bottom. They're already waiting for the car, and so Whisper gets there. He's like, yeah, he's just blindfolded. Well, he's just blind, driving. And he gets there to the building. Whisper. Liz, Clay, Sidney Poitier, and Mother Dan Aykroyd get into the car, and they're like, "Where's Martin?" Unfortunately, Martin gets caught by Cosmo, and he's like, "Listen." Cosmo's talking to Martin. He's like, "Listen, man, wars aren't fought with bullets anymore. They're not fought for money or for energy or for like arms race. We in this world are now ruled by ones and zeros." And I was like, holy shit, it's so true. It was true. Right. I mean, information has always been the most coveted during anything.
Yeah.
Right? But more so in like the modern technological world than before. Like wars could be won by like guns and all that stuff, but espionage has always been there, right? Assassins and stuff like that have always been present or prevalent. And now, yeah, like now more than ever, data is so important. And
it's why the biggest companies are the biggest companies.
Exactly. And he's like, just give me the thing and then you could fucking go. But I want you to know that, like, you always have to fucking win. So now it's like for Cosmo, it's more of like, I want to win.
Right.
Like you can get out of here. Just give me the decoder. You've already spoiled a lot of things for me. And so he's like, all right, fine. Here you go. Gives him like the answering machine. And as he's trying to go down, Cosmo's thinking about shooting him. But Martin's like, hey, man, do what you got to do. And he's like, fine. And he leaves him go. He gets into the fucking truck and starts going. He opens the answering machine, and he's like, motherfucker. And so, like, the team's celebrating. They go back to their office, but then they get accosted by the actual NSA.
Yeah.
And yeah, James Earl Jones is like, we spoke on the phone. And he's like, well, here, give it to me. And yeah, I'll clean your record. But Martin's like, hey, hold on, listen. Gregor told me that, like, the Russians use a different code. So, like, this decoder isn't to, spy or fucking take control of other governments. This decoder is for you guys to have all eyes on us.
Yep.
And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. And once again, flash to like current time. We're like, oh yeah, that's exactly what they're fighting
Yeah,
Trying to ban TikTok so
exactly.
the other countries can't spy on us, that only we spy on us.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's like, all right, hold on. I'll give it to you. But I need you to clear my record. And he's like, fine. But
Yep.
before he gives it, like, Dan Aykroyd's like, hey, hold on. I want to win a bango. Or Winnebago. All right, I want it fully decked out with some burgundy interior and all the fixings. And he's like, he's so mad. He's like, oh, do you think this is a car dealership? And he's like, hey, the man wants a Winnebago. You better give the man a Winnebago or else you're not getting it. He's like, fine. And like Sidney Poitier's like, wait, hold on. I've never taken my wife to Europe. And he's like, well, I'm really sorry about that. It's like I like this bit. It's like a bit of like it's like a lot of comedy in here. And it's like everyone kind of starts going in. And Clay's like, hey, is your subordinate there? Is she single? And he's like, what? He's like, I'm not gonna. Like Martin's like, hey, how about this? They go on a date, you supervise. He's like, this is so ridiculous. His other two subordinates are laughing, and then the female government agent who's like, hold on, wait, are you telling me that you could ask my director right now for anything, and all you want is my number? And he's like, yeah, you're just so beautiful. And she's like, she gives him the number.
Yep.
And then James Earl Jones looks at Whisper and he's like, well, what do you want? And then, like, he comes over, but he's completely missed James Earl Jones because he's blind. And he's like, I want world peace and
goodwill towards man.
He's like, this is so ridiculous. And then, like, Whisper moves over to him.
He's like, world peace and goodwill towards men. We're the U.S. government. That's not what we do.
And Martin's like, hey, man, just fucking try. And he's like, fine, I will try to achieve world peace and goodwill. And he's like, Whisper's like, okay, well, that's all. And they're like, he gives it to him. And he tries to tell him, hey, just let you know that doesn't work. And he's like, it doesn't matter if it doesn't work. We just don't want it to exist.
Yeah.
Or the possibility of it to exist. He's like, all right, bye, have a good one. And Liz is like, did you really give it to him? And he's like, yeah, but it's missing a couple pieces. And then, like, it cuts over to, like, a news where it's like, the Republicans are now broke. But there's been a huge fluctuation of donations towards Greenpeace, the NAACP, and Red Cross, or another charity organization.
Yeah.
And the movie ends there. All right, let's get to our other section. High star, low star. Kobe.
The 10 out of 10, the last good hacking movie. I was saddened to see this movie at such a low rating. I've watched it many, many times over the years, and it continues to entertain me. It is perhaps the last good hacker film. The math is unbelievable. Janek's lecture actually makes sense, as is the technology, except for the Hollywood-ish decryption displays, but that's forgivable. The characters are the most realistic in any of these movies, with the exception of Joey the Lamer in Hackers. A most accurate character in a hacking movie I've ever seen. They're each composites of well-known people from the 80s security scene. The techniques they use are the techniques of businesses, especially in that era. Now that computers have become such a big thing, I don't think it would be possible for Hollywood to produce another movie quite like this without being far more glamorized and unrealistic. What this movie got, if you don't care about that stuff, it is tremendously funny, cleverly written, and beautifully shot and scored. The opening scene and the transitions are wonderful. The acting is priceless. I've never met someone who didn't love this film. Go see it.
I got a 1 out of 10. Painful to watch in 2018. boring steal money from a bank type of movie. It's simplified for the general public. But if you have any idea how tech works, the script will be hard to swallow. If you work in IT, if you work in the IT field, you'll probably suffer minor nervous breakdowns while watching this movie. I think that's a pretty unfair review, just because this movie is from 1992, and like hacking was like so like such in the early stages.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, it's obviously, if you compare it to 2018, yeah, it's so unrealistic. You know what I mean? Like, the security protocols weren't there in 1992. So,
Right. Yeah.
but like, it's just like that's all you're talking about. But you're not like the 1 out of 10 isn't talking about the acting, the comedy, the script at all. It's just talking about the science behind it. Yeah. This movie is super fun though.
So one weird little fact is that Gunter Jenick, who was the guy who created the algorithm or
The coder, yeah.
the decoder, they actually had a super high level mathematician come in and help him write that lecture,
Yeah.
and all the stuff that's up on the screens is
Yeah.
all actual math. So if you're like super nerdy, it's like a little Easter egg for you, because all of that is like they're real problems and real solutions.
See?
So
I guess that
so
guy
kind of
wasn't
the
nerdy
opposite
enough.
of this guy. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Also, one thing to note is like they're talking about the bank reserves. So apparently, like there is a backup reserve that is like it got decommissioned in 1992, but that reserve had like 4 computers that were able to do all the bank transactions, and it held like, I don't know, like $100 billion, just in case somebody nuked the 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 big reserve.
Right. So
That
like if somebody killed the digital, then you still had an analog.
Yeah. Well, no, also like the actual money too from like Washington D.C. or whatever, wherever the Federal Reserve is, that they had this backup one that is like like it's a bunker proof like a building, but now it's being used to store like a lot of media, which
Okay.
also holds the copyright version of Sneakers. So that's another
Very
little.
cool, actually.
Yeah. But no, I think like what's really charming about this movie is that, like, one, it's like a pretty coherent plot. You never really get lost. Like, it's not like Mission Impossible. You're like, I don't even know what that movie was about. But yeah, I think it's pretty cleverly written. It has a really good comedy in there. It has a little bit of vulgarity comedy with like, yeah, give him head.
So okay, so there here I got a fun fact for that.
Yeah.
They actually were going to get a PG rating, and
Yeah.
they felt like they wouldn't get an adult audience, and that was what they were shooting for with a
Yeah.
PG movie. So they actually added a few additional swears into it to force the rating system to give them a PG-13.
Oh, see, that's good. Like, I was like, I'm pretty sure what pushed them over the edge was like that killing scene. But like, yeah, like the comedy is like really fun. It's not so vulgar. Like the giving head portion is probably the most vulgar thing in there. But
Right.
like, it's a fun like quirk. It's like a God, what's that? It's like Get Smart. It's like a little bit of Get Smart, a little bit of Ocean's 11.
Yeah.
It's a really fun movie, and you have a really big cast of like early 90s stars, and like stars that are coming up with River Phoenix and the guy from Jason Bourne. I don't know how to say his last name. Yeah, it's like Strahan or something like Straighthan. Is the name Jason? I forgot.
David
Strathan.
something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and like fucking you have James Earl Jones, who's basically like a little cameo, and then you have fucking Ben Kingsley. It's a fun, yeah.
It's definitely crazy cast. I mean, kind of like you said, there was a couple people who ended up becoming big after this, but still, like the the cast of the five, it was already
Pretty
like
big.
pretty big.
Yeah, and fucking Dan Aykroyd coming off of fucking all those, was it Blues Brothers and Ghostbusters movies?
Right. Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, it's just a really fun early '90s movie. It's, don't watch this movie for like the technicalities of it. I mean, I guess you can with the math situation. You slow down the computer to look at all the code in there, early computer code and all that stuff, and you'll have a fun time. But we're coming up to our hour, so I want to go ahead and thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to check all of our other theme months down below, where we have months like Dump Month, where movie studios dump movies in the early year because they don't think it's gonna get a lot of money.
Take it for the tax break.
Yeah. Yeah, we have like odd themes like that, like this month, which is our motto month of underrated films. Uh, it's just, we got a ton out there for you, and especially, if you're just getting over the holidays, we got the holiday stuff for you. So if you're not ready for Christmas to be over, we have 4 other years of Christmas movies for you guys to check out. But we do our reviews in 4 different sections. We have Stream It, DVD it, Blu-ray it, and the Ultimate Box Collection. Colby, where are you at for this one?
This was super fun. I'm mad at myself for not ever seeing it before. And realistically, like, I feel like this held up over the time
Yeah.
really well. I mean, like, as long as that, in this time period, there weren't cell phones and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you keep your mind realistic, like, I feel like everything in here held up really well. This is definitely, like, I would 100% watch this again. I'd probably go Blu-ray with this.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the Blu-ray would come with like another movie, maybe Hackers, so you can get like kind of
fantastic.
Yeah, you get sort of both sides of the coin, because it like one is like a little bit of a hacking thing with some bank stuff, and the other one is full hack.
Right.
So that would be
and with
fun.
the writer who wrote this also wrote War Games.
Oh, shit, that makes sense. Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, no, I think this movie is pretty fun, and I would probably go Blu-ray as well, just because, one, I know it's going to be a combo disc, because I don't know if there's enough of, like, post-movie interviews talking about this movie. Maybe they're press junket videos of it, but who knows? But yeah, no, I think it's a fun early 90s film with, like, it's cleverly written, it's witty, it's funny, and you get, like, a little bit of the suspense of, like, breaking, doing, like, the heist shit. You know what I mean?
No, totally. And like, I don't know if it just didn't hit like Hackers did.
Yeah.
Because even though it's a star-studded cast, maybe they were shooting too old.
Yeah.
At an older audience, with Robert Redford already.
Yeah, being pretty old.
Being in his 40s probably in this. Sidney Poitier was probably in his 50s.
Yeah.
So you're not really getting that kid audience where, like, you have Angelina Jolie and
all those young. You don't have a young cast.
Shaggy. I can never remember that guy's name.
But Matthew Lillard?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, the youngest person you have in here is freaking River Phoenix, which probably got some people to come watch the movie, because River Phoenix was that guy back in the 90s.
Right, and I almost feel like that was kind of like their hook. They're like, we got to put a young person in just to
get some younger people.
Like, Dan Aykroyd is funny, so he'll bring a little of everybody, but we need like a hot young guy just to
just to really tie it in. Oh man, but yeah, thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to check all of our social media links down below.
Yeah, we got our Facebook or Twitter, Threads, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. We're on everything.
We try everything.
Like us.
Oh man, thank you guys for joining us. My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. If you guys want to check out this theme music, it is Lee Rosevere. It's called Arcade Montage. Her music is down below.
Thank you.